I am not a therapist, doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, or any kind of medical professional. I am a 17-year-old kid who likes to talk about mental health way too much. Please do not self-diagnose yourself. If you feel like any of the things that I talk about in this video, please see your parents or a mental health professional. Thanks. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Mind of Kel Walker. I'm your host, Kel Walker, and today we are going to be talking about social work and the National Post article on CAS, or commonly known as Children's Aid Society. Now, I'm sorry I haven't been, uploading podcasts. I think it's been 2 weeks, I've been busy these past 2 weeks. So for the first one, I know I was going to start uploading every Sunday, but that didn't work out because on Sunday, I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had a tornado come through and it knocked out our power, so I couldn't do anything. And then for last week, last week it was harvest. I work at a grain elevator, so I was working 60 hours, and to be honest, I did not have enough energy to film a podcast, but I'm back, and I'm back better than ever, talking about social work and trying to debunk the National Post. So this is gonna be a very interesting episode. Now, I do want to preface that I am. Never mind. I already put the disclaimer in at the start. By the way, what do you guys think of the new intro? I know the logo that I made is not the best quality. It's a PGN or PNG, so I couldn't upload it in any better quality, but I'm still trying to fiddle around with some stuff. But let's get started into today's topic. So, social work. Social work is something that, it is the thing that I want to do in the future. It's what I want to go for. It's what I want to be. So obviously, I'm gonna have a very positive view on social work and social workers in general. Now, a lot of people don't. A lot of people see them as, I guess, home wreckers. No, it's not the right term. Like that they just take children away and that they're evil. But I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. But for now, I'm just gonna explain what a social worker is, what they do. So. Excuse me. So, what is a social worker? So, a social worker is someone who helps people that they can help anybody. Like, they can help people in lower income parts of the city or town. They can help people that are extremely high up but just need help with financials and all that. So, social worker. Here are some of the duties of a social worker. So, having a holistic approach to problems. So, a lot of social workers, they obviously have a degree in, maybe not necessarily, but they do have they have knowledge in sociology. So they can be considered, what's the word? I forget. Anyways. So that's one. They provide support, obviously. Need that be directing them to resources to help them with financial support, mental health support, just healthcare, government resources, anything along those lines. Some of them respond to crisis situations. So a crisis situation can be somebody is contemplating suicide, and they would go to the place that person is at, and they would try and talk them down and provide support in the moment. Now, those are social workers that would be considered on call. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But the next one is have connections to communication. Hold on. Have connections to community resources. can't really even read my own writing. So community resources can be, for example, when I was working at CMHA, they had resources to help people with taxes, to help get their taxes done. So that could be considered one. Another one could be follow up with clients. So social workers have clients that they tend to, and that they help throughout their life, help kind of get their life sorted out. And then another one is, or the last one that I'm going to talk about, is provide psychotherapy services. So psychotherapy could be just therapy, any kind of, mental health resources, anything like that. Because at least what I've seen is that social workers typically deal with people with mental health issues, or at least the social workers that I worked with are social service workers. But now I'm going to talk about different kinds of social workers. So, first one, you have a child and family social worker. So they can help families in need of services such as benefits, food stamps, anything like that. They can also intervene when children are in danger. Now, I'm going to talk about this specific one later on, because that's going to be the main focus, or that's the main focus of the National Post's article. School social worker, they work with teachers, parents, and administrators to help develop a plan for children to help achieve academic performance and social development. So they would, I think obviously you guys are in school, or if you are in high school, then you would have probably seen people like that help kids with that kind of things. Those are school social workers. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is a healthcare social worker. So they help patients understand their diagnosis and make changes to their lifestyle, such as housing and healthcare. So they can help provide different kinds of services. So say if somebody's in the hospital and they need to be transferred to a different hospital, or need to be transferred to like a halfway house or a homeless shelter or something like that, then a healthcare social worker will help with that and help with that change. They also work with doctors to help describe how treatment can affect the patient emotionally and mentally. Because sometimes doctors don't put that in. Sometimes doctors don't think about that, or it's not. They do think about that, but it's not the first thing that comes to their mind. And then the one that I actually want to become is a mental health and addictions social worker. So they help clients with and understand their mental illness. They also can provide mental health services, so they can help enroll somebody in a 12-step program, addictions counseling, all this kind of stuff. As well, they can help counsel alongside other professionals to the patient. Now we get to the juicy bit. The National Post article. So, the National Post, if you don't know, it is a news outlet, I guess, as you can call it, that reports on various different topics. But the article for today that I wanted to address is called "The Problem with Children's Aid Society. Children have been seized from Christian parents who don't spare the rod in disciplining." So this article is, it basically what it does, it's trying to portray the image that the Children's Aid Society does not do, how do I put it, does not it doesn't work as well as it should. And I guess there is fact to that. I mean, there is a part here, I forget where it is. It says that a bunch of children are left with parents that abuse them, and things in that kind of nature, which is true. I mean, but the Children's Aid Society is not gonna get up, or is not gonna get everything, or not gonna be able to stop all the abusive parents. The Children's Aid Society can only do so much, and I think it is hated on a lot due to the fact that the nature of its job, trying to protect children. But of course, you're gonna have people, especially the people that these children are being taken away from, that are angry and have a lot of opinions on it. And I think that's why this article to me is very, very biased, because they only reached out to the people that their children have been taken away. They didn't reach out to Children's Aid. They only reached out to the parents, which, I mean, of course you need to reach out to the parents, but you have to reach out onto both sides if you want to try and come up with a solution. But there are some things here that I don't believe it's very true. This article just makes me mad. So for the first one, they're saying 15 to 20% of children are neglected under CAS. Now, that could be true, but the problem with this is that there's no research. Well, no research. There's no sources. I've tried looking everywhere for this article, and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where they got this from. So it says one source, a professional of social work, claims that a shocking 15 to 20% of children under CAS oversight suffer injury or neglect, which, oh my word, I don't know where that, I can't find that article anywhere. Now back to the point where I said they don't investigate CAS. Now they have the journalist has talked to a couple insiders regarding the situation as systematically hopeless, and a clinical psychologist with decades of experience advocating for children says, "I would love to just demolish the system and start from scratch again." Now, I mean, there is definitely fault, and I think they should reconsider the ways that they do practice, but it is nowhere near what they're talking about. So they mention 4 very important points of why CAS should be taken down and rebuilt up, I guess is how they put it. And these reasons are very I can kind of debunk them in a way. So I guess here's my rant about the National Post. So for the first one, with virtually no checks and balances, caseworkers have as much power as God, in the words of one former social worker, and they use it according to their diverse subjective impulses. Well, who else are you gonna give the power to? I mean, there's somebody that has to be the decision maker. Do you want the child to become the decision maker, the 6-year-old to become the decision maker? Do you want the parents to become the decision maker, who might be in the right and would do better for the kids, or they could be the parents that are addicted to drugs and mistreat their child, but they still get the power because they don't want to give the social workers all the power. That doesn't make sense. That would fail. So that point doesn't make sense. I agree that maybe they shouldn't give social workers as much power, but social workers do need power in order to do their job, in order to help these children. So number 2, children in care have little voice. CAS actions often are shrouded in secrecy, and media investigations are shilled by CAS lawyers, who claim to be protecting the privacy rights of all involved. Children in foster and group care typically do not have the adequate access to the Office of the children's lawyer. Too often, confidentiality protects the powerful, not the vulnerable. Well, there might be a tiny bit of right in that. Like, children should have a little bit of say, but you don't want to give children all the say. I mean, again, just like I said in my last point, they're children. They can't make these huge decisions about where they're going to stay and anything like this. And touching on the confidentiality point, when I worked at CMHA, confidentiality was a huge thing. Whenever you're working in any kind of human services, healthcare, anything like that, confidentiality is a massive thing. And that's probably why CAS can't really do much about it, because of all the confidentiality that they're under. I mean, it's a government law for every healthcare and kind of human services that they need to be very confidential, and that they are extremely careful about which information they release. Even me talking about CMHA can be very confidential, and I don't know if I gotta talk to somebody if I'm even allowed to post that. But that's just because they're extremely confidential. Now the third one, CAS are funded per capita. This creates a financial incentive for taking children into care. CAS receives extra funding for children diagnosed with conditions requiring medication, a fact that creates other unhealthy incentives. So are you saying that the social workers shouldn't get paid to do this? It's their job. It is their job. Doctors will not work for free. Social workers will not work for free. Nurses will not work for free. They need to get paid. And as well, I was talking to my dad about this. My dad and my mom, who are very in with the mental health community, and they might not be in with CAS directly, but they talk to people who are with CAS directly. And those people have said that they don't need any more cases. They are fully stacked. There are so many children that they cannot possibly take in anymore. So that point kind of falls flat. The fact that, yeah, social workers need to get paid. People need to make a living. It's not, sure, money can be an incentive, but it's not the only incentive. If people only wanted money, there are a lot more easier jobs out there that you could get that pay a lot more. Like, I can't think of any jobs off the top of my head, but trust me, there are jobs that would pay more and that are most likely easier to get. Now the fourth one, I'm quite confused about. So it says, CAS workers typically cannot be sued if they have acted in good faith, but bad faith is notoriously difficult to prove. Ombudsman? I don't know how to say that word. Have the power to look at secret files, but Ontario, the Ombudsman can only recommend charges, not actively intervene. 2 recent attempts by the NDP provincial legislators to pass a bill giving the Ombudsman oversight teeth have failed. One voted down by Ontario's then majority Liberals. One died in a prolonged parliament. So that is, I don't have much to say on that because I don't know enough about that one to make any comments. Because I didn't even know that acting in good faith and bad faith can be a legal term and that you can be sued for doing that. I did not know that. It's very interesting, but I don't know enough about that at all to even make a statement about that. But there is one more thing I wanted to say about this post. They're saying that allegedly some of the workers aren't registered social workers, which, I mean, it might be true, it might be not. Again, I can't find any of their sources. I tried looking up the names, I tried looking up the studies, can't find anything, so I don't know. Again, if all this is true, then of course CAS needs to rethink how they conduct their business, and they need to not be demolished but kind of rework their system. But if all this isn't true, then the National Post need to. I mean, how long ago is this? I'm pretty sure this was pretty far. Yeah, it was updated 7 years ago. So, I mean, it possibly could be better now. But even if you just look at the Google reviews of Children's Aid Society, it's all bad, which I wasn't expecting anything good, really. Alright, I want to thank you guys for watching. Sorry that kind of cut off a little soon, but, you know, that's how it goes. I want to thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Please, please, please share it. I want to try and get more traction with these videos because I think these are very important topics that need to be talked about. But on that note, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.